Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog. So at the start of Spring Yard Zone, make sure you get these rings before taking on the badniks. And this is one of the easiest extra lives in the game. Just hit the spring down to gain momentum on the slope, and it's just up here. So, fun fact, Green Hill and Spring Yard are the only two zones in the game that have speed shoes, so you're never going to hear the sped up version of the other four zones' music. And you really do want to take out these buzz bombers before going into the moving blocks, because they can be nasty if they shoot at you while you're in here. So this is a slow section that's unfortunately prevalent throughout this zone. Just wait for the gaps to align. Go fast down this slope because the roller comes up behind you, but when he jumps over you, you can easily get a hit on him. Another one for some reason. This platform above me will rise when I hit the switch, so you've got to hit it from the right so that you have time to jump up onto the platform. It goes up very quickly. And that leads to a very nice shortcut through the zone. Just come over here for a shield. This section with the spikes rolling around a little loop, there are several of those in the zone, so you'll be seeing those again. And on these blocks, just get on the top one, and you won't be knocked off when they rotate. There's actually an invincibility under that one if you go down. Not too bothered. And this is a bit tricky. You need to gain momentum from the slope and jump, but you have to be careful not to jump over the platform. I'm not doing very well at this. Normally I get it in 1 or 2 tries. Okay, so here, wait for this spike ball to go past, so that when you gain momentum from the slope, it doesn't send you right into it. Do the second one in the same way. And don't bother with the top route here because there are no bonuses for taking it, just take the bottom route. And that's Act 1. So I really hope I can get all 6 Chaos Emeralds in Spring Yard, because the next zone, Labyrinth, is going to make for a very long video anyway. I would rather not be still focused on Chaos Emeralds when I get there. This is another long corridor one like before. I just avoided it turning to a gold ring, and there's another. So this turning that's above me now is where I want to go. Okay, we're past the bumpers. Come on, Chaos Emerald number 5. Got it. Now, at the start of Spring Yard 2, there is one of these pinball table loops, which gives you a huge momentum so you can go flying up and easily get onto the top route. And because of that, for once it's actually the lower route that has the bonuses. These spiked chains are very nasty. Take care you don't jump into the ceiling on the right when getting the rings, because that will slow you down and make the spike chain hit you. And here there's springs that let you get back up onto the higher route, as the arrow indicates. But more to the point, there's a secret here. You have to run past some crushers. There are 5 of them altogether, but you can get past 2 at a time if you hurry. And that leads to this extra life. And a shield here, which is also available from the top route. A rather difficult bumper section. The bumpers in the zone give you 10 points when you hit them, as you can see, but only up to a maximum of 10 times for each bumper. Okay, another of these tricky jumps. These spikes always go in pairs, so if you get under one when it's at the top, you can jump under the next one. Here we just want to wait for this spike to be over on the left, so we can use the spring. And there's a section of these expanding and retracting blocks. It's pretty easy if you remember that the middle is always safe. But the point of this is that it lets us avoid a section with a roller badnik below. You just want to make a jump there. Okay, end of the stage, and here there's a pretty tricky jump that I'm going to try to pull off. It doesn't matter whether I get it or not, but what I'm going to do is tap right until I fall, then tap left from against the wall, which will let the curve convert my downward momentum into rightward momentum, but don't roll on this one or you'll go too fast and the jump at the end won't work. There we are, made it. So this is just an alternative exit to the zone that's the same as the normal exit, except it has these extra rings. Nice thing to know if you're going for the Chaos Emeralds. So, special stage number 6, this is the last one, it's just one chamber, and there are 2 rings of special blocks, so the thing to do is to try to make a gap in the outer ring, and then get in between the 2 rings so that the rest of the outer ring is actually helping you. And from there it should be... should be fairly straightforward. So we got all 6. Sonic got them all. And I'm sorry if you were hoping for Sonic to gain any superpowers or anything like that as a result of getting all 6. There's nothing. It just makes a small difference to the ending. So, Act 3. We have no rings, we're going to be attacked by some buzz bombers, but this is pretty simple, just jump to take them out. There's a shield down here. And if you have good timing, which is difficult because it's going to be off screen, you can jump from those springs onto that platform when it's at its lowest point. It's not really worth doing because all you get is some rings and an invincibility. Thought I'd mention it. So go up this chimney. Be careful because there is a ceiling above, so if you jump onto the middle block at that point, you can be crushed into the ceiling. And this is a very difficult shortcut, which I'll just try a couple of times and hope I get it. So that moving platform can actually be jumped onto at its lowest point, even though it doesn't really look like it. And to get up here, we have to make some pretty difficult jumps on this slope. It would be very easy with the spin dash, but that doesn't come until later games. So I'm going to jump onto the left side of the slope, then jump across the slope to try to gain speed that way, to make enough speed to get across the gap. That was close. I'm going to try 3 times, and if I don't get it, I'll just give up and move on. Didn't even manage to hit the jump button that time. There we go. To avoid that spring, of course, you don't want to fall back down after all the trouble of getting onto the shortcut. So we have another series of these blocks. They're not actually aligned, so you just have to run up and down them to get onto the high point of each one. And the chimney directly below is where the main route would end up. It's where the two routes rejoin. So here's another of these pinball tables. This one, if you go... Well, I didn't manage it, but if you gain enough speed, you can get into a little secret room and the top there. And obviously the invincibility will help us get these, and also this block. We want to race this block, and the invincibility makes it easy because we don't have to wait for those spikes. So that gives us 20 rings and another shield. We're almost at the end of the act. Just make that jump from the bumper onto this moving platform because there is an extra life up here. And this one's pretty handy because you can come here and regain a life if you die in the boss fight that's coming up. Also an invincibility down in this pit. So there's another series of these. Just be careful because there is bottomless pit under them. But once you get across these, you're at the boss fight. Which unfortunately means the invincibility has run out. But this boss isn't too hard anyway. So you can hit him with a jump if you time your jump so that you hit him exactly at the highest point of the jump. But other than that, you're waiting for him to come down, which he does occasionally. Come on. When he comes down, it's easier to get in a couple of hits on him. And of course, the downside is that when he comes down, he will take out one of the blocks in the platform you're standing on. So I made a bit of a heavy weather of it that time, but it's in fact not too difficult. And that's the end of Spring Yard. It's time to enter the labyrinth.